If the day make the body weary, the mind heavy, the emotions easily disturbed, and the inner life lacking the clarity needed to hear me more clearly. Because I love you, I invite you back to simple wisdom. Learn again to treasure what is pure and original. Food close to the earth, clean water that nourishes every cell, fruits and vegetables carrying the breath of the seasons, quiet seeds holding life within themselves, and herbs I placed within creation as signs of gentle care. I am not calling you into harshness, nor do I want you to turn eating and drinking into a burden of fear. I am calling you into awareness. Ask your heart, is this nourishing me, or is it only soothing me for a moment?
You have been built in the unseen, and that carries a weight not everyone can hold. You have passed through times when you questioned your value because others did not know how to protect it.
Is this helping me become lighter, or making me heavier? Is this leading me back to life, or pulling me deeper into dependence? Understand that your body is not a trivial thing to be treated carelessly. It is the place through which you walk, serve, love, pray, work, support others, and fulfill the path I have entrusted to you. When you care for your body with gratitude, you are not worshiping it. You are honoring the gift I have given. When you choose what is pure, you are not seeking outward perfection. You are preparing a more peaceful path for your inner life. When you drink clean water, instead of constantly reaching for stimulants. When you choose nourishing meals, instead of merely chasing sensation. When you allow moderation to govern your cravings. You are practicing how to live as one who knows they belong to the light. There are quiet centers within your body that work day and night to preserve life. The blood carries nourishment everywhere. The intestines receive and discern what should be kept. And the liver silently bears many excesses you cannot see. Shorty's parts do not cry out like human beings, but they have their own rhythm of speech. When you place too much upon them that is unnecessary, weariness will slowly reveal itself through small signs. I want you to learn to listen before overload becomes a loud cry. Be gentle with your own body. Allow it to rest, to be cleansed, to be nourished, and to enter a less noisy rhythm of life, not through extremism, but through daily faithfulness. Remember Daniel when he lived in a foreign palace, where luxurious foods were placed before him as symbols of power and splendor. He did not despise others, nor did he display his righteousness for attention, but in his heart there was a quiet decision. He did not want anything unsuitable to stain his consecration before me. He asked to eat simple food and drink clear water, not to prove himself better than anyone, but to keep his heart in faithfulness. And over time, that choice revealed a hidden strength. Do you see? Sometimes holiness does not begin with a grand action before the crowd, but with a very small decision at the table, before the cup in your hand. What's before what you choose to bring into your body? When no one is watching, I am not telling you to live in tension, counting every mistake, or condemning yourself whenever you have not done what is best. I am a compassionate father, not one who keeps a record in order to accuse you at every meal. But I want you to grow in discernment. There are things you can reduce. There are things you need to lay down. There are habits you need to replace with something better. There are desires you do not need to obey, simply because they speak loudly. Freedom is not found in eating and drinking according to every impulse, but in being able to say no to what makes you heavy, and yes to what nourishes life. Begin with gentle steps. Let clean water become the companion of your new day. Let simple meals remind you that what I created,
fear, rejection, or hurt tried to shape you. There is a version of you that has not been damaged by wounds, a true part of you that remains whole, waiting to be seen. You are starting to notice that you no longer respond in the same way, that certain things that once affected you no longer have the same power. Not because you have become uncaring, but because you are more aware. And awareness brings control. Where there is clear understanding, confusion cannot remain the same. You are not losing sensitivity. You are gaining wisdom. You are not becoming hard. You are becoming stronger. You are not moving away. You are coming into alignment. This is a time when your inner knowing becomes sharper, when you will learn to listen not only to what is spoken, but also to what is felt, when you will recognize when something agrees with your truth. You will no longer need so many outside explanations, because your inner self will begin to confirm what is real. There will be times when you look back and feel surprised by how much you have changed. Not because you stopped being yourself, but because you now live within yourself with more respect. You no longer exchange your peace for approval. You no longer betray yourself just to belong. You no longer silence what matters to you. Trust this process, even when you cannot explain it. Trust the changes happening without notice. Trust the pauses, the quiet moments, the inner adjustments. Not every step forward is loud. Some of the most important changes happen in peace. Stay aware. Do not rush. Do not go back because of old memories. What is coming will need a version of you that is more awake, more whole, more present, and that version is already rising. Now that you have reached this point, it is important that you understand something honestly. Not everyone is willing to walk through the level of awareness you are entering. That is why this path can sometimes feel lonely, not because you are being left apart, but because you are being refined. Clarity often lowers the noise, and when the noise is gone, only what truly matters remains. You have spent a long time trying to understand why certain doors did not open, why some roads seemed to close again and again, even when you did everything right. But not everything that is right is useful, and not everything that is available fits your purpose. Some things did not grow because if they had, they would have limited you later on. Your life is not being delayed, it is being guided. And although guidance sometimes brings uncomfortable turns, those turns protect you from greater harm. You see peace as separate moments. I see the full road. I see where you start and also where you will arrive. And trust me, you would not want to reach the end without first being made ready. You have felt the heaviness of comparison. You saw others moving ahead and thought you were being left behind. But not every process has the same pace or the same reason. Some things grow quickly and break quickly. Others grow slowly and stand strong. You are one of those who grow roots before showing fruit. There are things inside you that could not bloom in the place where you were. That is why certain seasons came to an end. It was not harmless. Steps to settle into order by themselves. What draws you is no longer the same. You no longer accept what is shallow. You begin to look for depth, honesty, and truth. And that changes your talks, your choices, and even the way you see the world. Do not be worried if some relationships begin to feel cold. Not every distance is a break. Some distances are needed adjustments. There are people who can only walk with you to a certain point, and that is okay. Not everyone is meant to go with you through every stage. Your value does not become less because someone cannot follow your inner pace. Your light does not fade because others choose to stay in the half-dark. You are not being proud by choosing yourself. You are being responsible with yourself. A new strength is being formed inside you. It is not hardness. It is steadiness. It is not coldness. It is balance. You are learning to answer from awareness and not from old wounds. And that makes a very big difference. You begin to notice patterns you once repeated without asking questions. Situations that look different but always ended the same way. And now, instead of reacting at once, you stop, watch, and choose in another way. That is where real change begins. You do not need to understand every step before you move forward. Sometimes clear understanding comes after you start walking. What matters is that you no longer walk without
5
seeing.
cubits was the length thereof.
An inner guide is being awakened, a compass that begins to
It was
point
4
clearly
square,
toward what fits
and 3
you and what
cubits
does
the height
not.
thereof. And he
You have
made
been
the horns
stronger than
there,
you think.
OF, on
You
the
have
4
carried
corners
more
of
than
it.
others know.
The horns thereof
And
were of the
still,
same,
Here you
and he
are,
overlaid it with
ready to
brass.
keep growing.
And he made all the
That shows
vessels
a
of the
strength
altar,
that is not
the
learned from
pots
books
and
or
the
gained
shovels
easily.
and the basins,
It is shaped
and the
through
flesh
life,
hooks and the
through
fire
pain,
pans.
through
All the
quiet
vessels
effort,
thereof made
through
he of
moments when you
brass.
kept going
And
even
he
when
made
no
for
one
the
saw
altar
how
of
it
racing
crossed.
straight of network,
This
under the
process is
compass
also
thereof,
teaching you to rest
beneath
without guilt,
unto the midst of
to
it.
stop for a
And he
while
cast
without
4
feeling
rings for
that
thee,
you are failing,
4 ends of
and
the
to
greatest
understand
brass,
that your worth is
to
not
be
measured
places
only
for
by
the
how much you
staves.
do,
And he
but
made
by
the
what is
staves
true
of
inside
sheetin
you.
wood, and
You do
overlaid
not
them
need
with
to
brass.
prove anything to
And he
deserve
put the
to move
staves
forward.
into the rings
There will
on
be
the
moments
sides of
when
the
the
altar.
past tries to get your attention, memories, doubts, and older versions of you wanting to
Genesis
take their
chapter
place
6.
again. Do not fight with that.
When men began to multiply on the face of the earth,
Be
and
thankful
daughters
for
were
what
born
God
unto
knew,
them,
and keep
that the
going.
sons of God saw
You
the
no
daughters
longer
of
need
men
to live in
that
what
they
you
were
have
fair,
already understood.
and they took them wives
You
of
are
all
entering
which
a
they
season where
chose.
clarity matters
And the
more
Lord
than
said,
speed,
My spirit
where
shall
peace
not
is worth
always
more than
strive with
approval,
man,
where inner
for
truth
that
has
he
more
also
power
is
than
flesh.
outside noise.
Yet his days shall be
And even if this path
120
is
years.
not always liked by
There were
others,
giants in
it
the
is
earth in
real.
those days. And
Trust
also
what is
after that,
becoming
when the
steady
sons of
within you.
God came in unto the
Not
daughters of
everything
men,
needs an
and they
answer
bare
right
children
away.
to them, the same
Some things
became
only
mighty
need
men,
time.
which were of old,
And
men
you are
of
learning
renown.
to honor that
And
pace.
God saw that the wickedness
Keep
of
moving
man was
forward
great
calmly.
in the earth, and
Do
that
not
every
look back with
imagination
guilt,
of the thoughts of
and
his
do not
heart
look ahead
was
with
only
fear.
evil continually.
This road
And it
opens step
repented
by
the
step,
Lord that he
and
had
what
made
comes
man on
next
the
will
earth,
keep taking
and
you
it
deeper.
grieved him at his heart.
Now I want you
And
to
the
feel
Lord said,
something very
I will
important.
destroy man whom I have
What you are
created
going
from
through
the
is not
face of
by
the earth,
accident.
both man
Every
and beast,
pause,
and the
every
creeping
fall,
thing, and
every
the
quiet
fowls of the
season
air.
has a greater
For
purpose.
it repenteth me that I have
Even what
made
looked
them.
like loss,
But Noah
emptiness,
found grace
or
in the
failure
eyes
was
of the
meant to
Lord.
make room inside you.
These are the generations of
What you
Noah.
believed was
Noah
close
was a
was
just
actually
man, and
preparing the
perfect in
ground
his
for something much
generations.
greater.
And Noah walked with
For
God.
years you have looked for
And
clear
Noah
signs,
begat 3 sons,
fast answers,
Shem, Ham,
quick
and
results.
Japheth.
But there is
The
a
earth
kind of
also
growth
was
that
corrupt
only happens
before
in the
God,
unseen,
and the earth was
in
filled
what
with
cannot be
violence.
noticed at first.
And God looked upon the earth,
There, deep
and
inside
behold,
you,
it was
strong
corrupted,
foundations
for
that
all
will be
flesh
built that
had
will hold
corrupted
what is
his
still
way
to
upon
come.
the earth. And
And
God
even
said
if
unto
this
Noah,
time feels
The
slow,
end of all flesh
every
is come
moment
before
counts,
me,
every
for the
detail
earth is
matters,
filled with
every
violence through them.
heartbeat is seen and
And
valued.
behold, I will
Your
destroy
faith,
them with the earth.
even when it felt
Make
small,
thee an ark of
has
gopher
been enough.
wood. Rooms
You
shalt
kept
thou
hope
make in the
alive
ark,
when reason
and
said
shalt pitch it
everything was
within
lost.
and without with pitch.
You kept
And
walking
this
when
is
your
the
strength
fashion
felt
which
too
thou
weak,
shalt make it of.
and it was
The
not
length of the
ignored.
ark shall be 300
Every
cubits,
effort planted,
the breadth of it
every
50
tear cried
cubits,
in
and
secret,
the height of it
every
30
prayer
cubits.
that others did not
A
hear
window
carries
shalt thou
lasting
make to
value.
the ark, and in a
I have
cubit
recorded
shalt
it
thou
all.
finish it above.
I want you to
And the
feel
door
sure
of
that
the
you are
ark
not
shalt
alone.
thou set in the side
There
thereof.
is no moment when my
With
eyes
lower,
are not on you.
second, and third stories
There is no
shalt thou
instant
make
when
it.
my hand is not
And
holding you.
behold, I,
Even
even
when you
I,
feel weak,
do bring a flood of
even when
waters
you
upon
feel
the
unsure,
earth,
I am
to
there.
destroy all flesh,
Even when
wherein
everything
is the
looks
breath of
messy,
life from
I
under
am
heaven.
working behind the
And
scenes,
everything that is in
moving
the earth
pieces you
shall
cannot
die.
see,
But with
changing
thee will I
situations that still seem impossible to change.
establish my
You do
covenant.
not need to rush
And
to
thou
force
shalt
what is
come
coming.
into the ark, thou,
This is a time of active waiting.
and thy wife, and thy
Active
son's
waiting
wives
means
with
staying
thee.
steady while trusting what you cannot yet see. It means obeying even when results do not appear right away, keeping faith when others have lost theirs, and continuing when everything seems to say that giving up would be easier. But waiting is not empty, it is planned. Your past, with all that it carries, does not decide who you are. You are not the outcome of your mistakes, your losses, or the opinions of other people. You are more than all of that. You are a work still being shaped, a story still being written, a person with purpose, direction, and a future greater than what you can see today. Every tear you planted is ready to be changed into blessing. Every sacrifice, every effort, every quiet night will be answered in the right way. There are doors opening even now, although you cannot yet see them. Roads are being made ready for you. People are being placed so they can meet you at the exact right time. Everything is coming together, even what once seemed separate. Nothing you have lived has been wasted. Not your failures, not your doubts, not your tears. Everything has been part of a greater work that is now beginning to show itself. Do not be afraid of the changes coming near. Do not run from the change that is starting inside you. Some of the patterns that once ruled your life are falling apart so a new structure can rise. One that is stronger, clearer, and more in line with your purpose. It is not punishment. It is freedom. It is not loss. It is gain. What leaves your life does not come back. What enters is meant to stay. Begin to trust what you cannot see. Begin to feel sure that the unseen is already working for your good. You do not need to understand every step. It is enough to know that everything is part of a plan that knows you better than you know yourself. And though your mind wants to explain everything, your heart will begin to know the truth without needing outside proof. There is a spiritual awakening that happens when you understand that not everything depends on you, that some victories only come when you let the divine work, that some answers only appear when you stop trying to control everything. Today is a day to let that greater power move in your life freely, without limits, without fear. This process is not only for your own good. What you are receiving, what you are growing inside you, will also become a path for others. The change happening quietly within you will reach farther than you. Your words, your actions, your example will begin to touch the people around you in ways you may not always measure, but they will be real and lasting. Do not look at what others do or say. Do not compare yourself with those moving at another pace. Do not let outside views decide your fate. What matters is your connection with your inner truth, with your purpose, with what is being formed inside you. The patience you are building now will become the base of your strength tomorrow. Stay steady. Keep watching your heart. Let the inner guide carry you beyond what your eyes can see. There is power working in the unseen. There is a plan that does not fail. There is a destiny waiting for you, and nothing and no one can block it when the time is right. You are not alone. You are not forgotten, and you are not stuck. Everything that seems still now begins to move, and what moves does so with intention, timing, and purpose. Prepare yourself. What comes next is greater than you imagined. And though your mind cannot fully hold it yet, your spirit is already feeling the arrival of something eternal. What is starting to take shape inside you is not shallow. It is not a quick urge or a feeling that will soon pass. It is a deeper building that will reach every part of your life. That is why it matters that you do not ignore it. Do not make it small, and do not let rushing or outside pressure disturb this process. Every detail matters. Every moment is part of the work being done. Your heart has been tested, And although some wounds looked impossible to heal, each one is now becoming a seed of strength. Every failure that made you feel unsure, every disappointment that seemed to cut your wings, every rejection that hurt more than you thought it would, is being changed into lesson and power. The life that once seemed dark is ready to receive light. Do not stop to measure your strength or compare your progress with someone else's. Your progress cannot be judged by rules that belong to another person. Your growth is your own and is being formed at a pace that only you and I know. No speed can replace the maturity that is now happening. No shortcut can copy what is being built inside you. I want you to feel sure about this. What looked impossible is now beginning to line up for your good.
Very sure about
Doors that
I
closed
love
because
you.
of fear or mistake will open with clear purpose. Roads that did not seem to exist will appear. Chances you could not yet see will begin to meet the preparation inside you. Everything has a right time, and the time is now. Do not ignore the signs within you. That quiet voice, that silent knowing, that peace that comes in the middle of uncertainty. It is guidance. Do not make it small. Do not call it chance. It is the compass that will keep you steady when the world tries to pull your attention away. Learn to know the difference between what feeds your purpose and what takes you away from it. That clarity will be a gift of great value. Some changes will happen inside, unseen by others but needed for what is coming. Others will happen outside, clear and surprising, showing that what is unseen always has power to change what is seen. Your change is not only for you, it will also become light for those around you. People will notice the difference and may not explain it, but you will know it was real.